So here in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to see what we can do here to find the exact value. And I'll be honest with you, this is all going to come down to our special right triangles. So we're going to use special right triangles. And our special right triangles that involve the square root of 3 is our 30, 60, 90 triangle. So our 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 triangle. Across from the 30 degree side, we have A. Across from the 60 degree side, we have A times the square root of 3. And across from the hypotenuse, we have 2A. Remember when we did this earlier, the A's always canceled out. So I could say that this is an A times the square root of 3 and a 2A. And then hopefully it looks a little bit more familiar to you. Maybe you won't need to be using those A's very often, I'm hoping. But if you need to, it's not a problem. A times the square root of 3 over 2A. Okay. We also know that this is the opposite side over the hypotenuse. And indeed, 2A is the hypotenuse in the 30-60 degree angle. Now, the opposite side, A squared root of 3 is the opposite to what angle? Well, I'd have an arrow pointing at A times the square root of 3 coming from the 60 degree angle. So theta is 60 degrees. Now, if you draw these triangles, you're going to be able to do this a lot faster. Now, here's another one. I've got a square root of 3. So I know that I'm going to have a 30, 60 degree angle because the square root of 2 goes with your 45, 45, 90. Across from 30 degrees, we have A. Across from 60 degrees, we have A times the square root of 3. And then across from the hypotenuse, we have 2A. Now, the secant of theta equals 2 times the square root of 3 over 3 is the hypotenuse over the adjacent side. Now, because it goes with cosine, right? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Secant will be hypotenuse over adjacent. Now, remember that this fraction right here came from 2 over the square root of 3. And when we rationalized it, it became 2 square root of 3 over 3. So it's very helpful for you to unrationalize. If you're not sure how to unrationalize, you just re-rationalize the numerator. So we multiply by the square root of 3, multiply by the square root of 3. That's going to give me 2 times 3 in the numerator, 3 times the square root of 3 in the denominator. The 3's cancel out, and I get 2 over the square root of 3, which is exactly what my memory said that the 2 times the square root of 3 over 3 came from. So the hypotenuse is 2, but remember, I'm used to 2A over A times the square root of 3, and then the A's canceled. So 2A, let's go to our highlighters. The hypotenuse, 2A, and then we have the adjacent side, A times the square root of 3. The adjacent side is not opposite, it is right next to. So A times the square root of 3 would be opposite 60 degrees. It's adjacent to 30 degrees. So this is adjacent to it looks like two words, adjacent to 30 degrees. Therefore, theta is 30 degrees. And this was all without a calculator, and it all has to do with your special right triangles.